Hello friends, welcome to our channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us do the miscellaneous exercise on chapter 2, problem number 7 to problem number 12. Okay. Let us look at the seventh problem. Let f, g from R to R be defined respectively by fx equal to x plus 1, gx equal to 2x minus 3. Find f plus g, f minus g and f divided by g. Okay. So let us see how to solve. You are given two functions fx equal to x plus 1, gx equal to 2x minus 3. Okay, this problem is simple. We have to just find f plus g, f minus g and f divided by g. Now f plus g, if we want to find, then we have to take one x which belongs to the domain of f as well as g. Okay, so let us take an x. So f plus g of x will be equal to, by the definition of sum of two functions, fx plus gx. Okay, so f plus g of x can be written as fx plus g of x. So fx is given as x plus 1 plus gx is given as 2x minus 3. So this is equal to 2x plus x is equal to 3x. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So f plus g of x will be 3x minus 2. Now let us find f minus gx. So f minus g of x will be fx minus g of x, again by the definition of f minus g. So fx is given as x plus 1 minus gx is given as 2x minus 3. So bracket 2x minus 3. So that is equal to x plus 1 minus 2x, right? Minus of minus 3 will be plus 3. So x minus 2x will give you minus x, plus 1 plus 3 will give you plus 4. So f minus g of x is equal to minus x plus 4. Now let us find out f divided by g. We have to take x, so f divided by g of x will be equal to fx divided by gx. Okay. Now this is equal to x plus 1 divided by 2x minus 3, because fx is x plus 1, okay, and gx is 2x minus 3. So you will get x plus 1 divided by 2x minus 3, and here you see that if x is equal to 3 by 2, then you get 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 3 by 2 minus 3, right? That is 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 3 by 2 minus 3. So you will get 5 by 2 divided by 2 and 2 will get cancelled here. You will get 3 minus 3, which is equal to 5 by 2 divided by 0. So you get 0 in the denominator, so which is not defined. Okay, so we have to take all x, but x should not be equal to 3 by 2, because if you take 3 by 2, the denominator becomes 0. So here you get x not equal to 3 by 2. Okay, so f by g of x will be x plus 1 divided by 2x minus 3, and x is not equal to 3 by 2. That was the problem number 7. Now let us go to the problem number 8. Problem number 8 says, let f be equal to the set 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 0 comma minus 1 comma minus 1 comma minus 3 be a function from z to z defined by fx equal to ax plus b for some integers a comma b determined A comma B. Okay, so let us see how to solve the problem. You are given a function fx equal to ax plus b. Okay, and the function f is also defined in terms of set which have elements as ordered pairs. So those are 1 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 0 comma minus 1, minus 1 comma minus 3. Okay, so we have to find the values a and b which are integers. Okay, now what we can do here is we can first write this set, that is the function, in terms of the standard way as how you write the functions, that is f of x equal to y. Okay, so here we have f equal to ordered pairs 1 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 0 comma minus 1, minus 1 comma minus 3. Now you have studied one definition of function which is in terms of ordered pairs, which is this, which we can interpret it in the standard way as how, if you have the ordered pair a comma b, then f of a will be equal to b. Okay, so that is f of the first element will be equal to the second element. So that is here f of 1 is equal to 1, then f of 2 is equal to 3, then f of 0 is equal to minus 1, and f of minus 1 is equal to minus 3. Okay, see, we have to find this a and b. So what I'll do is I'll first take this definition, that is f of 0 is equal to minus 1. Okay, so let us take that f of 0 is equal to minus 1. So that implies what? F of 0 means just in place of x we have to write 0. Okay, replace x by 0 here. So you will get a multiplied by 0 plus b, which is equal to minus 1. So it implies b is equal to minus 1. So you got the value of b, right? Now we have to get the value of a. So for that we can take any one of these three. So I'll take this one, f of 1 equal to 1. So f of 1 is given as 1. So that means we have to just replace x here in the definition of the function by 1. So what we will get is a multiplied by 1 plus b, which is equal to 1. So that means a plus b is equal to 1. So that implies what? We already have the quantity b here, so we can substitute it here. So a minus or a plus of minus 1, which is equal to 1. So that implies a minus 1 is equal to 1. So which implies a is equal to 2. Okay, so we got a equal to 2 and b equal to minus 1. Okay, so this is the answer of the problem number 8. Now let us go to the problem number 9. Okay, problem number 9 is, let R be a relation from the set of natural numbers script n to the set of natural numbers script n defined by R equal to the set of ordered pairs a comma b such that a comma b belongs to the natural numbers and a is equal to b square. Okay, are the following true? So first statement is given as a comma a belongs to R for all a belonging to the set of natural numbers. Okay, second is a comma b belongs to R implies b comma a belongs to R, and third, a comma b belongs to R, b comma c belongs to R implies a comma c belongs to R. Okay, so here what you are given is the relation R, which is equal to the set of ordered pairs a comma b, where a, b both are natural numbers and a is equal to b square. That is the definition. Okay, so we have to check all these statements, right? See, when a comma b will belong to R, when A will be equal to B square. Okay, when the first element of the ordered pair will be equal to the square of the second element by this definition. Okay, so we have to use that and check whether 1, 2, 3 are true or no. So ninth, you are given the relation R equal to A comma B such that A comma B belongs to the set of natural numbers and A is equal to B square. Okay, the first statement is, I'll write it here, A comma A belongs to R for all A belonging to the natural numbers. Okay, now this statement is false. Why? See, if the statement is false, we have to give an example. Okay, here to show that the statement is false. What is the statement? A comma A belongs to the set R for all A belonging to the natural numbers. So any A you take in the set of natural numbers, then A comma A will belong to R. That is, they are saying A is equal to A square for all natural numbers A. So we have to give one example and show that that is not true. So if you take 4 comma 2 comma 4, if you take, then what do you see? That this doesn't belong to the set R. Why? See, this is A and this is B now. Okay, so what we should get is A is equal to B square. So that means 2 should be equal to 4 square, right? But you see that 4 square is what? 16. Okay, so 2 is not equal to 16. So what you get is 2 is not equal to 4 square. That means 2 comma 4 doesn't belong to R. Okay, because when 2 comma 4 will belong to R, when 2 will be equal to 4 square, but which is not true. So 2 comma 4 doesn't belong to R. We have given the reason here. So the statement is not true. So this statement is not true. They were asking, are the statements true? So we are saying no. Okay, now second statement, let us look at. Second statement is A comma B belongs to R implies B comma A belongs to R. Okay, so again this statement is not true. Okay, we have to give an example. So let us take 4 comma 2 belong to R. Why it is? Because A is equal to B square, okay, which is equal to 4, right? A is equal to B square. So A comma B will belong to R. That is 4 comma 2 belongs to the R. Now does 2 comma 4 belongs to the R? We have seen it here, it doesn't belong. So we have to write the same thing. 2 comma 4 doesn't belong to R. Why? Because 2 is not equal to 16, which is equal to 4 square. Okay, but what you should get? You should get A comma B belongs to R implies B comma A also belongs to R. Okay, when you reverse the numbers, the ordered pair should belong to the set R, but here we have shown that it doesn't belong, right? So this statement is not true. So is this statement true? No. Okay, then third, the statement is A comma B belongs to the set R comma B comma C belongs to the set R implies that A comma C belongs to the set R. Okay, so again this statement is not true. Let us give an example. So how it is? We can take 16 comma 4 belong to the set R and 4 comma 2 belongs to the set R. Why? Because 16 comma 4 belong to the set R means what? we have to check a equal to b square, right? This is a and this is b. So 16 should be equal to 4 square, and it is true, 4 square is 16. Okay, so you are getting that 16 comma 4 belongs to the set R. Now similarly here 4 is equal to 4, which is equal to 2 square. So 4 comma 2 belongs to the set R. But what happens is 16 comma 2 should belong to the set R, right? Here A comma B belongs to the set R and B comma C belongs to the set R, implies A comma C should belong to the set R. So 16, that is A, and 2, which is C, okay, should belong to the set R. Okay, we have taken B equal here, 4 and 4. So A comma C should belong to the set R. But what happens is A comma C is not belonging to the set R. Why? Because A, which is equal to 16, is not equal to 4, which is equal to 2 square, right? So 16 is not equal to 2 square. So A comma C doesn't belong to the set R. So this statement here is not true. So is the statement true? No. Okay. That was the problem number 9. Now let us go to the problem number 10. Problem number 10 is, let A be equal to the set 1, 2, 3, 4, B be equal to the set 1, 5, 9, 11, 15, 16, and F be equal to the set 1, 5, 2, 9, 3, 1, 4, 5, 2, 11. Are the following true? First statement is F is a relation from A to B, and the second is F is a function from A to B. Justify your answer in each case. Okay. So let us see how to solve the problem 10. You are given set A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You are given the set B equal to 1, 5, 9, 11, 15, 16. And the function F is defined in this way: 1, 5, 2, 9, 3, 1, 4, 5, 2, 11. Okay. We have to check whether the statement 1 and 2 are true or not. So the first statement is given, F is a relation from A to B. Okay. Now what is a relation? Relation is just the subset of A cross B. Okay. Relation is a subset of A cross B. What is the definition of A cross B? A cross B is equal to A comma B such that A, which is this, belongs to the set A and B belongs to the set B. Okay. Now you can see that all the elements in the set F are of this type, right? Relation is what? Relation is a subset of A cross B, right? That means the relation will also contains the elements of this type. Okay. So if you look at the elements of F, all are of this type, A comma B, where A belongs to A and B belongs to B. Okay. 1 belongs to A, 5 belongs to B, 2 belongs to A, 9 belongs to B, 3 belongs to A, 1 belongs to B, 4 belongs to A, 5 belongs to B, 2 belongs to A, 11 belongs to B. Okay. So you can see that F is a subset of A cross B. Okay. So that means F is a relation. Okay. Now let us, okay, we have to tell whether the statement is true or not. So yes, the statement is true. Now let us look at the second statement. Second statement is F is a function from A to B. Okay. Now what is a function? Function is a special kind of relation in which no two ordered pair having the same first element have two different second elements. Okay, so that is the meaning of a function. So that means if you look at this, you have 1, 5, 2, 9, 3, 1, 4, 5, 2, 11. That is the relation we have just now seen. Okay, so 2, 9 here and this 2, 9 are having the same first elements. Okay, both are different ordered pairs having the same first element, right? But what happens here? The second elements are both different. Okay, second elements are different, 9, 11, right? They are not equal, so they are different. So these two ordered pairs are having same first element but different second elements. So this relation F doesn't become a function. Okay, so since 2, 9 and 2, 11 belong to the relation F. Okay, and what you see here, the second elements of both the ordered pairs are different. Okay, so what you see, therefore F is not a function. Okay, simply because these two ordered pairs are having the second elements as different elements. Okay, and first element is the same, so this cannot happen in a function. Okay, so F is a relation but not a function. So that was the problem number 10. Now let us go to the problem number 11. Okay, so problem number 11 says, let F be the subset of Z cross Z defined by F equal to the set A comma B, set A B comma A plus B such that A comma B belongs to the set of integers. Is F a function from Z to Z? Okay, justify your answer. So here you are given a set F equal to A B comma A plus B such that A comma B both are integers. They are asking F is a function or not. Okay, so let us see how to solve the problem 11. You are given the set F equal to A comma B such that A B comma A plus B such that A comma B belongs to the set of integers. Okay, we have to check whether the function F the set F is a function. Okay, so how to check a set or a relation is a function? Now this set F is a relation first of all, because the ordered pairs which are of the type P comma Q, okay, where P Q belongs to the set of integers. Okay, so this is a relation that you have. Now we have to check whether this relation F is a function or not. Now you can see that if you take elements A, B in the set of integers which are 0, which is A, and multiplied by 1, which is B. Okay, so you will get 0 multiplied by B, that is 1, 0 multiplied by 1 comma 0 plus 1, so that is equal to what? 0 comma 1, right? And now if you take same A but another B, so that is 2, what you are getting? 0 multiplied by 2 comma 0 plus 2, which is equal to 0 comma 2, right? So here you can see that both these elements belong to the relation f. Okay, both are having the same first element, but what happens here, the second elements are different. Okay, so this cannot happen in a function. Okay, this cannot happen in a function, that is second elements are different but first element is the same. So therefore this function, this relation f doesn't become a function. Okay, therefore f is not a function. Okay, now that was the problem number 11. Now let us go to the problem number 12. Okay, what is the problem number 12? We have, let A be equal to the set 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and let f be the function from a to n be defined by f of n equal to the highest prime factor of n. Okay, find the range of f. So this is a simple problem that we have. So let us solve the 12th one. A is given as 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that is the set A which is given to us, and the function f from the set A to the set of natural numbers. Okay, script n is defined as fn equal to the highest prime factor. Okay, the highest prime factor of n. So if you look at the function carefully, f of n is equal to the highest prime factor of n. Okay, and where this n is from, it is from the set A, that is this. Okay, so we can check each element, okay, and find the value of the function. So f at 9. Okay, let us check f of 9. So what it will be? See, f of 9 will be equal to the highest prime factor of 9. Okay, so first we have to know the prime factors of 9. What are the prime factors of 9? 9, just factorize. 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. Okay, these are only the prime factors of 9. So what is the highest of 3 and 3? 3, right? So f of 9 will be 3. Now let us check f of the next element, that is 10. So f of 10, let us check. So find the prime factors of 10. So 2 5s are 10, 5 1s are 5. What is the highest prime factors of 10? It is 5. Okay, then let us check the next element, f of 11. Let us find out f of 11. See, 11 is prime only. Okay, 11 is itself a prime, so the highest prime factor of 11 will be 11 only, right? So f of 12, let us check now. F of 12, if you check the factors of 12, 2 6s are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are 3. Highest prime factor here is 3. Okay, now f of 13, let us check. 13 is itself a prime, so 13, if you find the prime factors, 13 1s are 13. No prime factor other than 13 you can write here. So 13 is a prime number, so the highest prime factor of 13, also from here you can see, is 13. So you got all the values of the elements in the set A, right? F of 9 is equal to 3, f of 10 is equal to 5, f of 11 is equal to 11, f of 12 is equal to 3, f of 13 is equal to 13. Now we have to find the range of f. Okay, range of f means what? All the values that the function takes in the values of the domain, right? So these are all the values that the function f takes. Okay, so range of f will be equal to what? 3, 5, 11, 3, but we have already written 3, right? We have already written 3 here, okay? So the next value is 13. So range of f is equal to 3, 5, 11, 13. That was the problem number 12, okay? So that's it in the video, guys. If you have liked my video, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.